Hi. Hello, my name is Melissa Alapaap. Good afternoon to everyone. And today I'm going to talk about this topic regarding procrastination. I know today is February and it's the third of the month of February. And in January, we had set our goals. We had said to ourselves that we're going to take off 2021 with a set of mind and a set of goals saying we're going to do this. May it be a habit, may it be um, an attitude, or may it be a schedule, or maybe a project or task that you want to accomplish. But at some point, sometimes we are derailed and we are off track because this procrastination, this procrastination of putting off, putting away the task that we need to do is gets us and gets in our way. So that's why I am encouraged to talk today about procrastination. So what is the word procrastination? Really, the word procrastination is meanings to put it off or to delay it and to do it in a certain time of the day or certain time of of the time of the situation, or regardless of what it is, you wanna discontinue it, or you want to delay it. So procrastination continues to be one of the largest enemies of our productivity, and if we don't find effective ways to break this habit, it has the potential to completely derail our path towards success. In life, every single person or every one of us wants to earn more money, they want to be more successful, they want to go to a holiday, they want to visit places, they want to have a nicer home, they want to have a nicer car, or more money in the bank, and no financial worries at all. And the key in achieving these goals is to learn how to get more better and get results more done and more better results, and to be successful. I know that you might be thinking, you know what, Melissa, I tried everything. I've set my goals, I've created a time, and I was able to create a time management schedule for myself, but nothing seems to work for me. This brings me to a strategy, or to helpful tips to give you today on how to overcome chronic procrastination. Why is it chronic? Because it's just temporarily that can be fixed. When you say acute, then it's been there long time ago, and you cannot do nothing about it unless you're gonna be seek advice from a psychiatrist or something like that. But we're not gonna go there. We're just gonna say this is a chronic procrastination. So to overcome procrastination, it's simply what you're gonna do is, I'm just gonna show you my slides. It simply is, you have to use your time effectively. If you can use your time effectively, then that's one step ahead of it. How do you use your time effectively? You have to think now, here and now, what would be your number one priority of the day. But that priority of the day cannot be thought here and now. Instead, you have to ask yourself, what are the consequences of doing this if I'm not going to do this right now? So then you are asking yourself, sorry, then you're saying yourself, you have to focus on the things that will have the most immediate and beneficial impact in your own life right now. So as an example, you're going to say to yourself, if I'm not going to do run to the bank and pay my mortgage, or let's say you're not running to the bank, let's say you just, if I'm not gonna do attend to my tax details today because it's a tax season, then what would be that look like? So then you can thinking of the consequences that will happen sometime a month from now. Or you're gonna say, if I'm not gonna do my task today regarding, for example, you've been putting off like something to do in the house, or the toilet that was been, let's say, like a faucet that was been leaking, then eventually it will create flood and it will burst, right? So you have to think of the consequences or any impact or anything that has that have the most immediate and beneficial impact on your own life right now. So that means that you have, that's how you're going to prioritize or narrow down your task or the things that you need to do. Then you're going to ask yourself, what are the consequences of doing doing or not doing this? So consequences are results of your actions. Consequences are one of those things that you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, if I'm gonna do this now, what would be that look like to the impact to my son, the impact to myself? So okay, you are just binge eating of some junk foods as an example, and it will happen to be like, unconsciously you've been doing this for days now, and then at the end of the week, at the end of the month, you had headache and dizziness, and you don't even realizing that you are building cholesterol in your bloodstream. And I've mentioned a while ago that one of those cholesterol, well, if it stuck in your bloodstream, can cause stroke. So again, it has a debilitating effect on your health. So that's why you have to think hard, what are the consequences of doing or not doing this task, these things to do. If you're setting yourself to do your time wisely, you have to make sure, you have to ask yourself these things. If I'm not gonna do studying right now in this particular subject, am I gonna be knowledgeable enough when I go to school tomorrow, or when I'm gonna come to my office tomorrow? Or if you are assigned to, if you're working as an accountant, if you're working as a nurse, if you're working as a teacher, there are preparations ahead of this, and there are tasks for you to prepare about it. So if you are not prepared to come there, if you've been studied, if you're putting off this lesson that you need to study, or this subject or this topic, do you think are you going to be an effective teacher? Or you think you're going to be an effective in your field? Or you think you're going to be an effective accountant when you face your client? So you have to think of the consequences of what are these actions prompted for. So then you don't have to procrastinate and delay your time, because you want to be an effective person, you want to be an effective counselor, you want to be an effective nurse, you want to be an effective mom, and you want to be an effective whatever you're doing in your life, or whatever job you're doing, you want to be effective with what you're doing. So you are studying, you are putting your effort and time on it, you're not putting off time to not to study or not to indulge yourself in it, right? And then so one of those things that you can simply do, so that you have, as soon as you determine that you are now doing this, is you have to plan your day in advance. So um, planning your day in advance, meaning you have to write down the night before. So let's say, for example, you have a big week ahead. Chunk it off, or divide it on the day, on the day at a time. So you remember to say, you have to say, remember what they said, that you have to take it one day at a time. So the night before, so for example, today is Wednesday. So last night I said to myself, first thing in the morning, I wrote it down. I said, I'm going to take a walk for 30 minutes. And then after that, I have to have 2 hours of cleaning, because I know that we had some situations in the house that I have to move around with the furniture. So then I have to put it back. So I have to have 2 hours. And then the next 3 hours, or the next 2 hours remaining, is for me to do my business, as an example. And the next, I have to have 30 minutes of doing this go live with you right now, guys. So I had planned out my days, and then after this, I'm gonna jump out and go to store to buy some groceries. So if you had allotted time on every task, then it will guide you, and you're not get lost. You are not lost, and your day became productive. So you have to write that ahead of time, like a night before, because when you sleep with your plan ahead of it, then your unconscious mind is like already like set aside on it. And also, it will, your worries how I'm gonna say this, your brain had unloaded some of the tasks because you already put it in, and your unconscious level is already set for the morning. You don't write a task in advance on the day that you're about to do it. You have to make sure, you have to plan your day in advance. You have to write it the day before, because when you sleep write it, your unconscious level, and then is working on it, and then the morning is the execution of the plan. Then what else did I write down? So then the next thing you're gonna say to yourself is, um, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So that's another strategy that you're gonna say. Even the Bible says, in the book of Proverbs says 6:4, don't put it off, do it now, until you don't trust, until you do. Meaning the book of Proverbs, even the Bible says, don't put it off, do it now. Don't rest until you do. That's what exactly it says. So then you can say to yourself, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So I know it's a quite a task, but you have to chunks it in a small pieces, and you have to think about what would be the consequences if I'm not gonna do it. And then you have to put a time frame around it. Half an hour for this, 30 minutes for this, 2 hours for this, 1 hour for this. I know we have 24 hours in a day, and we have 12 hours from the rising sun to the evening. Then you make sure that in the 12 hours time frame of a daylight, you had accomplished something. And by that all, and by this strategy, you can overcome your procrastination, and you will able to manage your time effectively. Because I know for sure that if it gets to me, it so gets to you. That's why if you change your thinking and say these words, I can do it, I can do it, you can change your thinking, and it will change your life. Okay, so that's it for now. Change your thinking, but it will change your life. So start it. I know it's February the 3rd, as I mentioned. If you had failed the January and you kind of like, what's going on? I didn't keep up with my vision, with my goal. Start again, start again. Write your overcome procrastination. Write it. Use your time effectively. Focus on the things that are most immediate. Ask yourself what's the consequences if I'm not going to do it, and then plan it in advance. Write it in the night before, and then write it down with a time frame on it, so that you know you can manage your time effectively on the very day. You will be surprised how much effective time management you do, and you had overcome this habit of procrastination. So that's it. Here you go, guys. Thank you so much. Hope this little tiny bits of pieces of encouraging you today helps you a lot. So you say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, and I can do it, and I will. Before I'm gonna close this and end and say goodbye, later today at 5 p.m. we have a free online webinar, and this free online webinar are being offered, and then it's free for you. It's available for you guys to hop in and jump in. So this allows you to have this, if you're thinking about having an online business, or what am I talking about with this online business, or you want to start somewhere that would help you, this is an opportunity to overcome things that you wanted to do, especially having a revenue in the side. So here's the link, www.melissainfo.com. It happens 5 p.m. Today's Wednesday. This is Vancouver time. If you happen to not attend at 5 p.m. later, there's a replay for that. Again, this is a business opportunity that you can check in. And if you feel like this is for you, go ahead and, listen. And if not, then you say, it's not for me. But again, it will guarantee you, it will create a freedom of time. It will create a revenue on the side, and more time to yourself, and more time to your family. Thank you so much again, and happy Wednesday. Bye for now.